Hi, I'm Cithryth, and welcome back to Cith Builds Banished. This is episode 7, and this time we're just going to focus on kind of building and expanding the town in just kind of a general way, not in any specific direction. Because I've got a fair amount of logs. I mean, not as many as I'd like to have in, storage, but it's doable. We can deal with that. So we're going to mostly focus on building some houses and, getting enough room for all of our residents to live happily and comfortably and with enough space and privacy to have kids so that we get a higher population. Because that's like the point, I guess, in most city builder games, to have a lot of people and a lot of resources. And yeah, so we're going to work on that today. Alright, I just built 2 houses and I'm going to stop myself from building any more just now. Because I think I was mentioning it in the last episode, you don't want to go crazy. Like, you don't want to build too many houses right away, or in a short amount of time, because then you get weird population fluxes. And you kind of want, ideally you want like a nice linear looking population graph. And in fact, I'm going to build the town hall so we can monitor our population better. So that is under somewhere. Here it is, town hall. It takes a lot of stone, which is too bad, but there's still a lot of stone kind of around, so it shouldn't be too bad. Now, where do I want to put this bad boy? Usually I like to put it by the market, but there's kind of this hill, and I would like to, like, expand houses that way, and kind of this way. So we're gonna put the town hall here. Yeah, that seems like a good place. Nice, centrally-ish located, kind of, maybe? Yes? Okay. So I'll get my people to harvest some rocks. Those rocks are good. They build things. Or, used to build things. Eventually I'll build a quarry. The problem with quarries, though, is they take so much space. They just take up so much space. But we'll get to that later. That's not a pressing issue, really, right now. We have enough stone for now. Okay, cool. So the town hall has almost been finished. It's got all the resources it needs, so the builders just have to, work on building it. And once that's done, we can look at population graphs and cool stuff like that. Year 12 is almost at a close. That's pretty crazy. Where time flies when you have the clock set to 10 times normal speed, I guess. But, so, okay, there we go. Town hall is completed. So, the town hall gives you a lot of really cool stuff. I mean, it lets you look at all the professions, but, that's, you can see that in the professions window. It's kind of, But then you get stuff like production tab, which is really cool because you can see how much of a specific resource you have, how much you've used in the past year, how much you've produced in the past year, and that used this year and produced this year is a good way to watch, what you might need to build more of. So, for example, I'm using about the same amount as I've produced for food. So even though it says I have, like, almost 5,000 in storage, I should probably add a bit more food so that I have some stored up. What else? Everything else seems pretty good for right now. Inventory, this is just a general inventory, and here's the graphs I was talking about. As you can see, it is pretty good, it's pretty linear. Apparently there's some children that died or something there, or maybe just there weren't as many children, I don't know. But, that's, for 1 year. Let's look at 10 years and see how it is. So yeah, there was kind of a dip there, but for the most part it's been pretty linear, which is good. That's what you want. You don't want, big ups and downs too much. Let's see, 5 years. Yeah, it's gonna be about the same. So that's pretty cool. Nomads, every so often you can get nomads. I might build, a boarding house for nomads, because that's what they want. Yeah, you know what, let's do it. Let's build a boarding house. So basically, boarding house is good for a couple reasons. Not just because nomads will come, which means like you get a big boost of people, but it's also good for when you want to upgrade houses to stone houses. So as you can see, all my houses right now are wooden houses. So wood houses actually burn more fuel every year, so more firewood than stone houses do. I think it's about twice as much as stone houses. So you want to kind of update the houses to stone houses, but while they're being updated, the people that live in that house are homeless. So if you have a boarding house, they can go and stay there, which is nice, you know, very handy. So, but then the other good thing is the main reason for having a boarding house is so that nomads can live there till you build enough houses for them. So speaking of houses, I should probably build some because I haven't since almost a year ago in game. So yeah, that's something I'm going to do right now. Alright, so I've got some houses going up. 2 who are already built, and these 2 are well underway. I really do need to build some more food production things. So over here I only have a forester's lodge over here, so I should probably build a gatherer's hut and a hunter's lodge while I've got, you know, the kind of forest space for it. And of course, hunting lodge, gatherer's hut, and I will have to build a storage barn, as we know that makes the food collection very efficient. And so we want to keep going with that kind of idea so that we don't lose the efficiency of the gatherer's hut and the hunter's lodge together, you know, doing stuff. Alright, we got the gatherer's hut and the hunting cabin and the storage barn all built. So those are going to start collecting some food for us to feed all these new houses that we built, which is good because we need them to eat, to have babies, to stay alive, and higher population, etc, etc, etc. So next, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I was thinking about building a quarry, but I don't feel like I have enough of a population and enough extra laborers to really justify that. So I think instead I might build a chapel, actually. A chapel will provide happiness for those who attend the masses or whatever the chapel does. So that might be my next thing to do. Or I might build a hospital. Because I was going to build a hospital for, as you remember, but then it kind of didn't end up mattering. But a hospital will be nice to have. So I think we're going to do that. The town hall is nicely underway now. We still have to get a bit more stone, but they're mining it, so it shouldn't be a problem. But I was just looking at the production tab, and I've noticed a bit of a problem. I really am going to have to ramp up my food production, because as you can see, in the past year, I've used 8,691 food units, I guess, but I've only produced 8,430. So that is going to be a problem, because I'm using more than I'm producing, and, you know, that will eventually lead to starvation. So I'm going to, I think, build some farms, because it's gonna take a bit too long, I feel like, for a gatherer to kind of go out wherever it is that I can find them to be, because there's pretty much just 3 main areas of forest right around the town, because on the 4th side of the town is this big lake. So it's not great for gatherers. So I am gonna use up this space over here and build another farm, I think. And luckily I got a whole big influx of laborers just now. But actually I think I'm going to stop for now because I feel like this episode has gone on long enough. So next episode, hopefully this hospital will finish being built, and I will build some farms and maybe another fisher's hut. I don't know. We'll work on food production, and then we'll look at anything else that might need to be evened out by looking at the production versus use graphs or whatever. The data. Okay. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.